good afternoon. Welcome to Craven Park, the Northern Ford Premiership game today. It's Barrow Raiders against Widnes Vikings. We'll go through the teams. The Barrow team first at 1, it's Jamie Smith. 2 is Glenn Hutton. 3 is Phil Atkinson. 4 is Darren Wilson. 5 is Stuart McGorrigan. 6 is Rod Maybon. 7 is Darren Holt. 8 is Damien Witter. 9 is Mike Kavanagh. 10 is Willie Burns. 11 Stuart Rhodes. 12 Jeff Luxon. 13 Tanner Manahara. The subs are Chris Massey, Dave Clark, Dave King and Steve Jackson. The Widnes team at 1 is Damien Munro, 2 Liam Jones, 3 Chris Percival, 4 Eddie Kilgannon, 5 Andy Cheetham, 6 Phil Masson, 7 Lee Birdseye, 8 Simon Knox, 9 Phil Cantillon, 10 Lee Hanson, 11 Steve G, 12 Mike Hill, 13 Tommy Hodgkinson. The subs are Alfie Lulai, Chris Murphy, Carl Fitzpatrick and Steve Argent. The referee today is Mr Shaw. The touch judges are Mr Sharrocks, Mr Byers. The match day sponsor is Milestone from Berkshire. The match ball sponsor Lawrence and Ashton. And the grandstand sponsor is Jim Vara of Dragar Limited. Barrow's main sponsor, Search Plus International. And that's all the formalities out of the way as we're on with the game. Barrow here will be looking to get the third win under the belt. And the man there who's doing a bit of damage is Simon Knox, who Barrow tried to sign earlier. Was under Paul Charlton at Carlisle. Oh, and a nice little dummy and an early try for Paul Manson. We'd like to welcome Gary today to help us with the commentary, so I'll just hand over to him for a minute while I get sorted and he can give you a rundown on that try.
Thanks, Keith. Well, it was good work initially by Simon Knox. He made the first broken tackle of the game, really, and from there, quick hands through Lee Birdseye. Manson, he's always dangerous near the line. He's got this dummy that he uses. The opposition know that he uses it, but it's so hard to stop because he combines it with a handoff. Just opens the gap for himself. And when he's that close to the line, it's very hard to stop. It's a good start for the Vikings, but I must say, Keith, that I'm very pessimistic about this visit this afternoon. Widnes have won 4 in succession, which is good for the Vikings. The first time they've won 4 on the bounce this season. But I honestly thought that Barrow would have beat us at home if Darren Holt hadn't got injured. I think he scored and got injured at the same time. And only for that, I think Barrow might have beat Widnes at the AutoQuest. So it's going to be a hard game for the Vikings this afternoon. Liam Jones adds the 2 points. A hard game for Widnes, but a very good start.
Thanks, Gary. Well, last game here was the last game here was against Lee, and they got off to an early start, and it was all Lee the first half, but Barrow come out in the second and made a big difference. It's a 4-pointer here for Barrow. It's one that they need to win to have an outside chance of getting in the top 8. Their away record's been atrocious this year, which has let them down. Here's Lee Hanson, brother of former Barrow player Sam Hanson. Tommy Hodgkinson, he's held up in the tackle, 12 metres inside his own half. Be Phil Cantillon. This is the danger man. Scored a lot of tries this year, Phil Cantillon. Try scorer Phil Masson gives it back to Birdseye. Poor kick there from the scrum half. Another one who's been tipped, isn't he, Gary, this Lee Birdseye?
Yeah, he's a good young player, Lee. He's been on the verge of the first team for a couple of seasons, got his chance this year. This is his first game back, Keith, since a 4-match suspension for the sending off. So he'll be looking to make an impact on this game, but Widnes giving away the first penalty of the match for holding down. And I think Darren Holt fancies going for the 2 points here just to keep Barrow in touch with the Vikings early doors. Darren Holt is such a big game player. Many people at Widnes have been surprised that he's not been snapped up by maybe a Super League club or maybe a club pushing for the honours in the Northern Ford Premiership, because he always makes an impact on the game, and he certainly, every game I've seen him play, he dominates the game for Barrow. Like all good kickers, Keith, he takes his time with the kick. It always gives a few minutes for the opposition fans to shout out anything witty they can think of, which usually isn't too much. But a good kick by Darren Holt, virtually on the 40-metre mark. So Barrow get points on the board early as well. I'm sure that'll do their confidence good. And Widnes have suffered a bit with penalties this season. They need to keep the discipline.
So Barrow getting another first 2 points on the board after 5 minutes. We'll have to apologise again for this tannoy system. It's right behind us, pointing at us. Eventually they might turn it down banks or something. And as Gary was saying, Widnes don't want to be giving many of them away with Darren Holt. He doesn't miss many on Craven Park. Taken by Rod Maybon. Captain again today because of Gary Charlton, who's going to miss the rest of the season. Here's Jeff Luxon, runs into Hanson, smothered up by Phil Cantillon. Kavanagh out to Stuart Rhodes. It's pulled down by Tommy Hodgkinson. Widnes getting 2 or 3 men in the tackle at the moment. It's Willie Burns. Comes out to Kavanagh, poor kick from Kavanagh. Ooh, it's juggled by Andy Cheetham and he gets away from his marker. And there's trouble here for Barrett. Good cover back by Glenn Hutton, pulling down Chris Percival. But it's Widnes right on the tack. It's Birdseye running across the line of defence. It's pulled down by Stuart McGorrigan, having to come in and cover across the back. And it's a knock on. 2 early mistakes from Birdseye there, Gary. Maybe a bit rusty.
Maybe so. It's always difficult to understand how a player who's just standing up to play the ball can lose possession. You always suspect a bit of interference, but obviously I'm biased on that count. Good work by Andy Cheetham though. He's another lad who's come into the first team this season, and he's a dangerous man. I think Barrow will have to keep an eye on him this afternoon. I see Tannerman there with the ball, Keith, playing at loose forward. It's the first time I've seen him in that position. I don't know if he's played there regular this season, but he seems to have put on a few pounds in muscle.
Well, I don't know if it's muscle or not, but not the best of trainers, I don't think, isn't Tanny, but yeah, he's had to move to loose forward in the absence of Gary Charlton. They've moved Tanny in there. Of course, they've got these injuries. Barra, they've got still got 6-pack men missing. And it's Darren Holt with the kick. Must have been on the boundaries of forward nearly, that one, but it finds touch. Liam Jones just allowing it to go into touch. About 15 metres from his own try line. Not going to risk anything silly. It's been pouring down here for the last 24 hours, really poured down through the night, so it's going to be a very greasy, wet surface out there. They won't be taking any chances, either team. So it's Widnes to feed, Birdseye. Gives it out to the fullback, I think, Damien Munro. He's pulled down by his opposite number, Smith. Tommy Hodgkinson, well tackled by Damien Witter. Cantillon. Here's a prop forward again, Simon Knox. Cantillon out to Hanson. He's taken down on the halfway line, 4 tackles gone. Cantillon goes back to Birdseye, will be looking for a better kick this time. Called up offside, must have been close call that one. I don't know whether the linesman give it or not, but Barrow getting wrapped up round the play of the ball. Smith out to McGorrigan, left wing man coming over, he's dropped the ball. It's play on, it's out to Hansen. McGorrigan has dropped into the forwards when these injuries have arisen, but I don't know what he was doing there. It should have been, the forward should have been there, so chance again here for Widnes. Stuart Rhodes throwing arm there, no linesman on. Here's Cantillon out to Birdseye, goes out to Masson. Oh, and he's got the dummy in again, it's another try. It's Chris Percival. And again, the 2 little dummies from this standoff. Phil Masson opens Barrow up, and Chris Percival goes in about 20 metres in. Another nice try, Gary.
Yes, it was. It was again. It come from lost possession by Barrow, and I think we might see a lot of that this afternoon. As you say, it's been very wet overnight, and good work by Manson again. He's already stamped his authority on this game. The 2 dummies, good support by Percival. He's just come back from injury. He came off the bench on Friday night, last Friday, against Swinton. Played against Whitehaven on the Monday, and full of enthusiasm. Nice to see him going in for the try this afternoon. Some discourse taking place between Graham Shaw and Paul Manson, the Widnes captain. I don't know what that can have been about. Sometimes think the referees get lonely in the middle, just want to talk to somebody for the sake of it.
The same thing happened in our last game, actually, Gary, with Lee. There was a try scored by Lee, didn't seem anything going on anywhere, and the referee had a little talk to the scrum half for some reason, and it's through the H. It's another 2 points. So 10 minutes gone, Widnes got off to the best start, 12 points to 2. Our commentator in the up in the box there still calls them Border Raiders, but they have dropped the border now. They are just Barrow Raiders. Goes to Manson, out to Knox, picks it up. Sorry, that's not Knox. I think it's G. It was. That was Munro. He's brought down by Burns. Here's Tommy Hodgkinson. Barrow not putting the man to the ground at the moment. Hansen missed Willie Burns, missed him. He had a good tackling game against Lee, did Willie Burns. Here's Cantillon, here's Knox. Takes it up 10 metres inside the Barrow half. Good yards there from Widnes. They've gone 40 metres instead of 4. It's Cantillon, it goes back to Birdseye over the top. All offside there, Widnes. Taken by McGorrigan. Well, I'm sure they must have heard him shout there. He shouted they were offside, but they carried on and give away the penalty. And a bad penalty at that, because Darren Holt will penalise that by about 15 metres, which is a good 3 or 4 tackles. So it's Barrow trying to get some points, more points on the board. Here's Witter. Well, as Gary was saying early on, giving away a lot of penalties, and that's 3 now they've given away. And they've put Barrow right back within an attacking position here. Here's Stuart McGorrigan. He's going to tack the ball up. 12 metres short the Widnes try line. Kavanagh out to Holt. He gives it to Manahara. Out to Maybon. Out to Wilson. Scored the try last week against Lee that opened Lee up. Maybon. Out to Manahara. Finds Stuart Rhodes, but he's standing still. It's taken by Hansen, 10 metres short. Kavanagh acting half-back, switches it with Luxon. Driving for the line, gets away from one, and he's in! Oh, and it was a poor tackle from the man who scores the damage, Phil Manson. Jeff Luxon burst through, thought he'd lost his balance, but he gets in. Well, that try come in there, as Gary was saying earlier, by Widnes giving away daft penalties. It stemmed from the first one that was given away. Mr. Shaw shouted give him 10 and they didn't. Then they didn't retreat 10 from the penalty. And from that set of 6, Barrow going by the post to make it 12 points to 6. And it was the standoff, Phil Manson, who missed the tackle, Gary.
Yeah, it was a bad tackle to miss by Manson, but I think the main thing that David Hume will be looking at there, we gave Barrow 60 or 70 metres without them having to drive the ball in or do any hard work, 2 penalties, and you know, that can represent 12 tackles or more. Usually not many teams go the full length of the pitch against Widnes. And the second one especially, as Darren Hull adds the conversion, the second one, basic stuff, caught offside at a tap penalty. It should never happen. You've got plenty of time to set your line, you know what's going on. All you have to do is look at the touch judges to see where you should be. And Widnes basically have given Barrow 6 points. Scored at 8-12 and Barrow back in touch. And as a player, I think the players will be disappointed about that, because it means they've got to do more hard work now. And Barrow in the same position that they were 2 minutes ago, except they've got 6 more points on the board, Keith.
Yeah, teams tend to do this. It must be a coach's nightmare. I mean, Widnes there were on a roll, really, 12-2. They'd put Barrow within 20 metres of their own try line, a good set of 6 tackles. And they would have had Barrow reeling again, and it's going to be another penalty. Looks like somebody's put the short one in, and Lee Hansen looking at the referee as if to say, I didn't do anything. And I would say, by the look on his face, it'll be Lee Hansen maybe spoken to here. And you've only got to look at the faces sometimes when they've offended to know that they've done something. And Lee Hansen, it is being spoken to. Must have just gone across him in the tackle with a swinging arm, maybe. Mr. Shaw might let us know in a minute. Oh, it's a knee actually, going in with the knees. I thought it might have been a swinging arm, he was holding his nose. So Widnes again giving Barrow possession and a good cheap 15-20 metres, as Willie Burns is held up in the tackle. It's eventually pulled down by 3 Widnes players. It's Kavanagh out to Stuart Rhodes, just not timing his run right at the moment, Stuart Rhodes. It's pulled down by Steve G and Manson. Kavanagh out to Rod Maybon. Half a gap, ooh, and just pulled down by the shirt collar, Simon Knox. Wilson out to Walt, looking for a runner. Long ball out to Manahara, tries to get back inside, but he's well policed by Birdseye. 20 metres short. Kavanagh goes up the blind side with Witter. Last tackle, what Barrow are going to do here? They're going to put it along the floor. Say it's a greasy ball. Tie for the corner, all on. It's going to be a knock on. Well, I thought that was a knock on there, Gary, did you?
Well, I definitely thought it came off the Barrow player, who tried to knock it back. He knocked it towards the Widnes line, in my opinion. But Widnes certainly under the cosh here. And it's not like Lee Hansen to do anything dirty in the tackle. He's not generally that sort of player. But you would think, especially after Widnes just conceded that try due to 2 penalties, that the Vikings would be squeaky clean for the next few minutes. But they have to take another 6 tackles on the line. And the Barrow looking dangerous here.
It's Rod Mayborn out to Darren Holt. Nearly gets through Cantillon, but a good cover up by Knox. It's Manahara out to Mayborn. Ooh, and he's just short, a yard short. The Barra captain, Rod Mayborn. It's Kavanagh out to Manahara. Short ball to Rhodes. Ooh, and he's dropped the ball. Good defence, Birdseye and Mike Hill it was, pulling Stuart Rhodes down. But a lot of pressure there for Widnes, a lot of tackling, 1 or 2 men now walking. They've got to get it back together again. What a difference it makes. They were 12 points up and full of confidence. Now they've had to string about 18 tackles together and it's just knocked them back slightly. Here's Eddie Kilgannon. It's tackled by Stuart Rhodes and Manahara. Cantillon out to Knox, he straightens up. Taken by Kavanagh and Rhodes, probably 2 ex-mates of Simon Knox. Hodgkinson, he gets the ball away to Damien Munro. It's tackled 5 metres inside the Barrow half. Cheatham running at the Barrow defence. Good yards again from Widnes. They've come 40 metres again. It's out to Birdseye, puts the ball up. It's a shout of offside again. Well taken by Willie Burns. Out to Mayborn. Atkinson. Good cover tackle this time by Manson. Here's Jeff Luxon, try scorer. Gets the ball away. And I think it'll be a Widnes knock on. Yeah, I think it's a Widnes man knocking the ball down. It's Darren Holt. Oh, that's a poor pass. Well, the linesman never get it, the referee did. I must admit, I think it slipped out of Darren Holt's hands there. Widnes will be looking to get back into it again here. They've been on the back foot a bit for the last quarter of an hour or so. What they definitely don't want is any mistakes. They want a good set of 6. Birdseye feeds, gives it out to Masson. Comes out to Percival. Manson. Out to Hodgkinson. Good tackle from Kavanagh. Cantillon out to Hanson. Barrow not moving, they're giving him a 10 yards. Cantillon goes out to G. 5 metres short, 4 tackles gone. Comes out to Birdseye, try to get through the gap, taken out by Damien Witter. Last tackle. Cantillon may have a go on his own. It goes back to Manson, puts a kick up to the corner. And it's a dropout. It was a Barra man who got an hand to the ball. So now it's Widnes' turn to have a bit of pressure. Just over 20 minutes gone. Still 12 points away. Just 4 points in it as Darren Holt kicks deep. Goes to Simon Knox, comes off his knee. He's lost the ball. It's picked up by Jeff Luxon. Mayborn takes it over the halfway. Oh, he's been held down. Another silly penalty given away. And it's Steve G this time giving it away. He reckoned he was held down, but my opinion on that is if you roll away to one side, you'll get away from it. Whereas in laying on. So here's Glenn Hutton taking the ball up. Runs at Steve G and Simon Knox. 12 metres short. Kavanagh. Damien Witter. Good tackle this time from Steve G. Quick play of the ball. Stuart Rhodes coming down the blind. Held up by Cantillon. Right on the Widnes try line. It's going to be another set of 6 now. It's down to Darren Holt. Gets away from Hanson. Runs into Manson. Another set of 6 here for Barrett. Kavanagh having to go on his own, looking for a runner. Taken by Manson. Shout for high tackle, but there was nothing wrong with that. Glenn Hutton acting half back. Out to Darren Holt. Manahara. Somebody needs to go forward. Back to Damien Witter. Back to Holt. Out to Hutton. Good tackle from the centre. Chris Percival. Manahara. Out to Burns. Oh, that was a bit high, but said it was round his chest. Right on the job there, Mr. Shaw. Oh, that didn't look like a play of the ball. It's out to Manahara. Stuart Rhodes loses the ball again. Oh, and it's raked out. So another set of 6 here for Barra. 6 penalties they've given away at the moment, Gary, to none to Barra.
Yeah, we don't seem to have much luck when Mr. Shaw's refereeing. I'm probably being a bit biased, but some of the 50-50 shouts seem to go against the Vikings. But again, Widnes have only got themselves to blame, really. Mistakes from the dropout. Simon Knox didn't take the ball, and then penalty from Steve G. And they've let Barrow again go the full length of the pitch without too much opposition. And the opportunity for Holt to put Barrow within 2 points of the Vikings. The defence close to the Widnes line again has been good. It saved them against Whitehaven at the AutoQuest on the Bank Holiday Monday last week. But I'm sure that the Vikings players and coaches will be concerned about how easily they're letting Barrow come down the pitch due to penalties. Holt takes the kick and it bends in nicely. So it's 10-12. I make it 12 minutes left. And I think that Barrow have clawed the way back into this game, courtesy of a bit of indiscipline by the Vikings.
Thanks, Gary. We were just having to move around a little bit here because of the rain keeps coming in, so you'll have to excuse the camera shaking and so forth. It's in and out, in and out. They'll give us a gutter in 1 year that works. And Mr. Shaw having a word again with Phil Manson. I can only say that he must be saying things out of turn. So Widnes restart again. Goes to Maybon. He gives it out to Damien Witter. David Hume will be hoping that his side can put 6 tackles together without giving away a penalty at the moment. It's out to Manahara. Tries to straighten up. He's well tackled by Mike Hill. Kavanagh out to Jeff Luxon. He'll drive straight. Man of the match against Lancashire Lynx, Jeff Luxon. Stuart Rhodes. It's well tackled. Chris Percival wrapping him up on the Widnes 10-metre line. Kavanagh goes back to Holt. Puts a big kick up in the air. All on. It's play on. It's back to Holt again. Over the top. Goes touch and goal. So it's a 20-metre tap. About 10 minutes of this half remaining. It's 12 points to 10. Still anybody's game at the moment. Cantillon gives it out to Knox. He'll run straight. It's pulled down by Stuart Rhodes and Kavanagh. They seem to be chasing Simon Knox. Here's Hanson. Cantillon out to Birdseye. Gives it to Hodgkinson. He's trying to find the gap. It's pulled down by Jeff Luxon. Cantillon trying to shimmy away from the acting half-back position, but he's chased by Willie Burns. Andy Cheetham. Last tackle. Manson goes out to Birdseye. A bit of an hurried kick there really from the scrum half. It's picked up by McGorrigan. Now they need to get the tackling right again here, Widnes. Here's Jamie Smith. Out to Atkinson. Try to find the gap. Good cover tackle from Chris Percival. Kavanagh. Out to Jeff Luxon. Knocked out by Simon Knox. It'll be a Barrow head and ball, I think. Now he's give it to Widnes. I thought Simon Knox actually knocked the ball out. So we're being held up for a second while Willie Burns gets some attention. I think he'll be substituted. Young Steve Jackson will come on. And Mick Murray calling for somebody, but I think they better have a look at Willie Burns before they take Damien Witter off. And Damien Witter going off, shaking his head as Willie Burns seems to be injured. So Birdseye feeds, comes out the back, comes out to Manson. Gives it out to Andy Kilgannon. Oh, what a mess up there. First knock on. And I think he must be a little bit rusty, this Lee Birdseye. He's not had the best of halves at the moment. So Lee Widnes again giving the ball away to Barrett. Comes out to Darren Wilson. Wrapped up by Damien Munro. Going in the last 5 minutes, he is Tana Manara. Stuart Rhodes. Good tackle from Hodgkinson. Phil Cantillon gets across in second man, putting him down. Holt out to Manara. Back to Holt. Ducks under Manson. Wrapped up by Lee Hansen. It's still going. Last tackle. Out to Manara. Kicks for the corner. And Barrow offside. And it should be a cheer from the Widnes supporters because that's the first penalty, Gary.
Well, we're getting used to it now, actually. But yeah, the Vikings have gone a bit quiet recently, and as you say, Lee Birdseye's made a couple of mistakes. David Hume, I think, quite wisely has put Carl Fitzpatrick on the bench, who's been the number 7 in Birdseye's absence, and we may see him come on in the second half just to fire Widnes up a little bit. Birdseye's a good player, but he's made one mistake too many perhaps in this half. Now Widnes trying to run the ball out of defence. The home side have tackled well, but as I say that, the two players miss a tackle on Hodgkinson. There's a player flat out there. I'm not sure. Well, I think that most of the Widnes players, to be honest, then Keith, had stopped because of the injury to the Barrow player. I'm not quite sure how the penalty came about. Mr. Shaw was possibly the only person on the pitch who didn't spot that, and the game should have been stopped immediately, in my opinion.
Yeah, Willie Burns down again. He was limping 5 minutes ago. I was surprised when they took Damien Witter off because he didn't look too good, Willie Burns, and he's gone down on the halfway line. But he's up. And he has given a penalty, what for? Nobody seems to know. We never seen anything, but the penalty stands. Here's Hansen. Barrow will be looking to keep Widnes out now, going 2 points behind after that poor start. They'll be happy at that. It's Birdseye out to Knox. Good cover up again by Willie Burns, back on his feet. Cantillon acting half back. Trying to get away from one, gets away from one marker. Oh, and that was a penalty there, Darren. It's Stuart McGonigan. He's not so happy about so much, Stuart, but he shouldn't have gone in like that. So Widnes may go for two. Yeah, they're going to have a pop at goal. Be an hard kick, this one, I think, because he is kicking into a wind. It's quite strong when you get above the stands and that. Barrow have had that at the back this half, so maybe second half Widnes will be putting the ball up the field and hoping not to give any penalties away. So Barrow doing what Widnes did earlier on, give away 3 successive penalties. Widnes have come from the 15 metres from their own try line to 20 metres in front of the Barrow post. So it's Liam Jones lines this one up. And he doesn't kick it, and he doesn't find dead ball either. Jamie Smith. Kavanagh out to Jeff Luxon. Good run from the second row man. Here's Manahara. Ooh. And a little foot went out there. Lucky it didn't connect from Cantillon. Kavanagh. Steve Jackson's first touch of the ball. Runs into Simon Knox. 2 Cumbrian lads these. Here's Stuart Rhodes. It's been well policed at the moment, Stuart Rhodes. He doesn't gain anything there. As soon as he hits the tackle, he's brought down. Goes back to Alt. It's put under pressure by Lee Birdseye, but Alt gets the kick in. Taken by Liam Jones. Good tackle from McGonigan. Kingannon. Good tackle again. Stuart McGonigan. Tommy Hodgkinson. And an hand between the legs, it's illegal now. So Barrow again, 4 tackles gone there, and they give away the penalty. Widnes with a set of 6 and 30 metres to go. Just the last couple of minutes, here's Lee Hansen. It's tackled by Jeff Luxon. Cantillon out to Birdseye. Manson, nice ball out to Knox. Oh, and it's knocked on actually by the Barrow, knocked back out by the Barrow man there. And it was a fly one there from Kavanagh. He definitely put an hand through and knocked that one out, Gary, so going against you again, really.
Yeah, if you can get away with it, good luck. I'm sure that all players attempt it now and again. Dangerous place to do it under your own sticks, but as you say, he's not been caught, so scrum goes to the home side. And the Widnes looking a bit livelier in that attack. It's a good angle by Knox. I think he sort of half lost the ball himself anyway. He was looking to pass it out to Cants. Paul Manson injured. That'll be a blow for the Vikings. He's had a good season this year, Paul Manson. He's managed to stay free from injury. Until now, he's feeling his thigh a little bit. I'm sure Widnes will try and keep him on. I make it a minute of normal time, maybe a minute or so of stoppage time to add on to that. So he goes in at loose forward with Tommy Hodgkinson coming out to number 6, and the last chance, I would say, Keith, for either side to attack here. Probably 6 tackles and then the hooter.
Yeah, I think Barrow just need to contain this ball now and go in with a 2-point deficit. You don't want to be giving anything away now right on half time. Here's Stuart Rhodes. Good chase by Simon Knox, bringing down Stuart Rhodes. Unable to break the line today, Stuart Rhodes. Kavanagh out to Jackson. Runs into Mike Hill. 12 metres inside the Barrow half. It's Kavanagh acting halfback, has a little run on his own. Manahara, last tackle, puts boot to ball. Scoring a fine touch, I think. That'll lead up a few more seconds. So Darren Holt just saying to the troops there, just steady it down. We'll go in at half time, maybe 2 points behind. And say at one time at 10 points to 2 with 10 minutes gone. It wasn't looking too good, but Barrow clawed back to 12-10. But Widnes will have the wind at the back in the second half, so maybe they'll be putting boot to ball and hoping Barrow make more mistakes. Bird's eye feet. Gives it out to Chris Percival. Cancel on, out to Hodgkinson. Good tackle from Steve Jackson. Cancel on, out to Hanson. Good break from Lee Hanson, takes it up 10 metres short of halfway. Cancel on, out to Knox. He just takes it over halfway. Cancel on, going from the acting half-back position. Try to bury his cell under Kavanagh, it's last tackle. He may have a drop here. Goes back to Birdseye, he's chased by Manahara. Well, Lee Birdseye having something to say to some of his players, but he tried to get back inside. Manahara put his cell under pressure. Here's Manahara now, taking the ball up. Brought down by Knox and Hodgkinson. Kavanagh out to Luxon. Gets away from one. Still going over the top to Atkinson. Oh, and it's knocked on. Worth a try there, but there goes the Utah. We'll go through the first half scoring. It was on 2 minutes when Widnes got off to an excellent start. When the Widnes stand-off, Phil Manson, he dummied his way over to make it 4 points to 0. That was converted by Liam Jones to make it 6 points to 0. 3 minutes later, Barrow got 2 points back with a penalty by Darren Holt. But 5 minutes later, it was the centre, Chris Percival. He come off the impressive Phil Manson and he went in by the post to make it 10 points to 2. Jones converted, making it 12 points to 2. And things were looking bad for Barrow. But successions of penalties given away by Widnes resulted in Luxon charging for the line. He broke through an half tackle by Phil Manson and went by the post to make it 12 points to 6. Holt converted to make it 12 points to 8. And then on 28 minutes, yet another penalty given away by Widnes. And Darren Holt stepped up and converted it to make it 12 points to 10. That's how it stayed until half-time. And it's anybody's game here at Craven Park. I think Widnes may be slightly favourites because they'll have the wind at the backs in this second half. But Barrow trailing at the moment, 12 points to 10. So here we go for the second half. It's Barrow trailing 12-10. Barrow have made one substitution, I can see. It's Dave King who's on. I think he's on for Willie Burns. And I think we'll have about 10 minutes or so and they'll probably bring on... They'll probably be bringing on Dave Clark. He's missed the last 10 games. So it's Barrow restarting. I have to have apologies. I was calling Paul Manson, Phil Manson in the first half. It's my camera crew, give me the wrong name. Hodgkinson gets rid of the ball to cancel on. Tries to get away from Kavanagh, but he's pulled down 8 metres inside his own half. Andy Cheetham takes it over halfway. Goes back to Birdseye. We thought he may have been substituted, but he's getting a second chance. Kick through, it's picked up by McGonigan. Darren Wilson acting our back, gives it out to Jamie Smith. Running across the Widnes defence. Here's Jeff Luxon. Oh, poor ball that. Now then, chance here for Widnes. We're talking at half time which way this goes, and I think whoever scores first in this half will take the points here. So first throw of the dice will go to Widnes now. They've a set of 6. They're 20 metres away from the Barrow try line. It'll be Birdseye to feed. Big gap opened, and luckily Birdseye slipped. Manson out to Hodgkinson. Held up by Tanamanahara. Cancel on. Drops it inside to Knox. Wrapped up by Manahara. Cancel on. Looking to use the referee a little bit there, but he can't get away from Jeff Luxon. Birdseye. Shows it one way, shows it two. Then runs out of people to pass to. Cheatham has a drop, it's a point. Well, Andy Cheatham putting over a drop goal. The last 2 games here, drop goals made a big difference. So Widnes will be wanting that to count at the end of the day, as Darren Holt will restart. See you later. So he's with coming away with a point, I always say, rather than nothing at all. Steve G, pulled down by Jeff Luxon. Cantillon gives it out to Chris Percival, I think it is. Runs into Dave King. Cantillon out to Hodgkinson. Gaining good yards again, Widnes here. Cantillon finds the gap. Picked up by Kavanagh. Good cover across from the Barrow hooker. Jones. Hodgkinson. Not happy with that pass. And he's telling Liam Jones he wants it in his hands, not above his head. Still giving him an evil eye, Gary.
Well, he wasn't the best pass in the world, but he seemed to get his hands to it. Couldn't understand why he didn't just catch it high, but Widnes looking a bit disjointed in the attack. And credit to Barrow for defending so well. I wondered if David Hume has told Lee Birdseye to go out there and sort things out. Maybe he's just decided to give him 10 or 15 minutes to show what he can do, because he's a good player, just hasn't quite gelled back into the side yet. And as you say, I think that drop goal aside, the first team that crosses the whitewash here will come out with the points.
So we're in agreement there. We think whoever scores the first try will probably win this. It's out to Jeff Luxon. Gets it over halfway. Good drive from Jeff Luxon. Last tackle, Jamie Smith. Out to Darren Holt. Kicks to the corner. It's taken by Liam Jones. Oh, and a good tackle by Darren Wilson. A good chase. Had to turn Liam Jones there. Nothing untoward there for Liam Jones, because he was going to cover across. Thought there was an half break on from Jeff Luxon, so he had to turn quickly and did well to feel that goal, really. So it's a drop out now with Widnes. Now it's Barrow's turn to maybe sneak in front. Both of them left it for each other there, Darren Holt and Dave King. Picked up by Jamie Smith. He'll now be tackled maybe where the ball should have been taken. Darren Holt scoots from the acting half-back position. Out to Atkinson, back to Maybon, out to Kavanagh, try to find the gap, good cover by Hodgkinson. Barrow on the attack, Maybon, Manahara, straightens up, shows the dummy, back to Atkinson, back to Luxon, and he's under the post, and a lovely try by Barrow, keeping the ball alive. A good bit of interplay there by Barrow, bringing that try to Jeff Luxon, and that's what this game's about. He's backing up the man with the ball. There's not much defences can do with that sort of play, and Barrow sneaking into the lead. So is it a commentator's nightmare where we said the first one to cross the whitewash will take this points? But Barrow do go into the lead the first time, 14-13. And a conversion attempt here should be pretty straightforward for Darren Holt. He's taking his time. Every point's going to count today. So Barrow going into the lead, 16-13. But still a lot of rugby here to be played yet, I think, by both teams.
Number 40, Alfie Lulai, and number 5, Andy Cheetham.
And Alfie Lulai comes on for Andy Cheetham. Birdseye to restart. And thought that Barrow had fluffed that one when they allowed that drop out to go so far. Oh, and that's going to go dead. Oh, it's a bad kick. And they're right under pressure again. And I think that might be the last we might see of Lee Birdseye. I'm saying the wind will be at the backs of Widnes now. And that kick was just a little bit too much by Lee Birdseye. So it's Kavanagh, gives it out to Stuart Rhodes. Good yards from Stuart Rhodes. Good tackle from Tommy Hodgkinson. Here's Steve Jackson. Drives at the Widnes defence. Kavanagh out to Manahara. Shows the ball back to Dave King. Runs into Phil Cantillon. 10 metres short of the Widnes try line. Barrow may have a move on here. Comes out to Jamie Smith. He's just driving for the line. He's a strong lad, he's Jamie Smith. He's just pulled down, just short. They're all pointing to Darren Holt. It goes back to Holt. Long ball out to Atkinson. Can't get his cell over. He's held up just short. Last tackle. Hutton out to Manahara, kicks along the floor, it's a chase. Oh, and it's just cleared dead by Damien Munro. While you were away, Gary, Barrow back on attack here, because from the kick-off, Lee Birdseye kicked the ball straight dead, give a penalty away on the halfway line, and it's put Widnes back under pressure again as Birdseye kicks deep. A good kick this time from the scrum half, taken by Jamie Smith. And a good chase from the scrum half, followed up by Steve G. Here's Maybon out to King. Good tackle, Mike Hill, just inside the Barrow half. Kavanagh. Here's Steve Jackson. Good tackle again from Mike Hill. Here's Stuart Rhodes. Wrapped up by Cantillon. Kavanagh getting away from the marking position, but wrapped up. Last tackle. Going back to Holt. Puts a ball up high, that's a big kick, it's all on. Oh, it's knocked on by Phil Atkinson. It's a 20-metre tap. And Barrow are going to make a substitution. And off goes Bluey Kavanagh. And it'll be a welcome return to the rugby for Dave Clark, the Aussie hooker. But I must admit that Bluey Kavanagh's not let the team down while he's played. And he's straight in with a tackle, Dave Clark. Cancel on. Out to Knox, slips on the greasy surface. Cancel on again, takes it over halfway, gives it out to Hanson. It's well tackled by Jackson. Cancel on. Out to Birdseye, kicks over the top, but Hutton's back for that one. It's a kick for nothing, really. Off his legs. Widnes not happy with that one. Darren Wilson was one of them. It could have been a knock-on. Must have been very close. Here's Dave King. It was a bad ball from Glenn Hutton. Barrow just got the ball back and they were just regrouping. Here's Jeff Luxon. Looked like a swinging arm from Lulai, but the referee said it's not wrong with it. Jeff Luxon not very happy. Here's Dave Clark. And a bad mistake from the Aussie. It's a scrum down. It was only the 5th tackle. And Widnes have made a substitution, have they got it?
Yeah, I think there's been 2 unannounced substitutions. Steve Argent's come on in the prop position. I think it's Simon Knox that's gone off. And Fitzpatrick there has just come on for Paul Manson, who was injured. You could see him, he was staying out the game in this second half, so he's been taken off. So in a way, maybe that gives Lee Birdseye a bit of a chance to prove himself here. Fitzpatrick goes to number 7, Birdseye goes to standoff. Hodgkinson at half-back. And there it is, Fitzpatrick taking the ball up. First involvement in the game for him. Widnes just inside the 20-metre line. Birdseye, dummies, a lovely ball from Birdseye, and Steve G gets over. Well, doesn't happen very often, but the commentator gets it right again. I said Lee Birdseye might get a chance to redeem himself. He's made a couple of mistakes in this game, but a lovely dummy there from Birdseye opened up the gap, and Steve G goes over the line. And maybe our assessment that whoever scored first in the second half would win. It comes into some doubt now, because this kick will put the Vikings, well, they're back in the lead anyway, but it'll put them 3 points in the lead. So I think, to be honest, we have to say, Keith, it's anybody's game.
Yeah, I think there's still plenty of rugby here played, and Lee Birdseye, who's not had the best of games at scrum half, he moves to stand off, and that was a beautiful ball, just putting Steve G into a big gap, and it was a formality once the pass had stuck. So Widnes back into the lead, 52 minutes gone, 17-16. And may turn out to be a good substitution, that. So it's Liam Jones with the conversion attempt to say every point will be valuable today. Taking his time. I think he's happy with that one. Oh, and it comes off the post. So still only a point in it. 17-16. Anybody's game. And I think Widnes would have needed that there. I think that if Widnes hadn't scored off that set of 6, I think they could have been struggling, but they've got the points on the board, and that'll give them a little bit more confidence now. They'll come back at Barrow if they can hold the ball for 6, get a good set of 6. Here's Steve G, taken by Jeff Luxon. Rod Maybon pulled down 20 metres from his own try line. Lulai going from the acting half-back position. Good yards from the substitute, Alfie Lulai. Cantillon out to Hansen. Cantillon. There'll be a penalty of that, not getting out of the way. Well, Cantillon carrying on with that. He got the penalty, he shouldn't have carried that on there. No argument about the penalty there. Dave Clark wouldn't roll out of the way, and it's a penalty to Widnes. And again, a bad penalty given away because Widnes were on the 4th tackle there. Now they're 20 metres inside the Barrow half on 1. So it's Cantillon with a tap, gives it out to the sub, Argent. And Stuart Rhodes in with the high tackle. It's going to be another 2 points. Probably go on report, I think that one, Gary.
Well, I can't understand it there because Mr. Shaw's just spoken to the same player about the involvement in the previous incident. And Rhodes goes flying in with, I don't know if it was a malicious high tackle, it was certainly a high tackle. I wouldn't say it was a sending off offence or anything as serious as that, but when you've just been spoken to by the referee, it's not a good idea to make yourself so obvious in the next tackle. And like you say, it gives Liam Jones a chance to attempt 2 points. He was unlucky with that last conversion. Maybe he can make up for it here. I'm just trying to think, the last time Widnes had a drop goal, it was a few weeks ago. Manson popped one over that seemed fairly innocuous. I think Widnes were 6 or 8 points ahead at the time. I'm not sure if it was against Doncaster or Leigh, and we ended up winning by 1 point on that day. So you never know, Andy Cheatham's drop goal out the blue may just prove to be worth its weight in gold for the Vikings. Liam Jones just having a few problems with his kicking cone. But I think, Keith, the game's not really found any flowing in the second half. It's a bit scrappy and a bit stop-start due to penalties and lost possession. Well, he's pulled another one wide. At least it goes dead, but he's not having the most consistent of times at the moment. It was, yeah, I was just going to say, it was Birdseye that took the kick. I don't know why Jones didn't kick, but anyway, chance goes begging for 2 points. Widnes at least get possession back though, and Steve G in the tackle. Mr. Shaw having to go to the tackle just for the minute while things are a bit heated. Good ball by Cantillon to Percival. Cantillon seems to have taken charge out there in the absence of Paul Manson. Organising things, picks the ball up from behind the play of the ball, makes a few more metres, and Widnes get another penalty. I think you've got the penalty count there, Keith. It was all one way early on in the first half, but I think it must be fairly even now.
Yeah, that penalty to Widnes makes it 7-6. I make it. I may be wrong, but it must be about level on penalties. No argument there. Jeff Luxon was holding his head on the halfway line. He was still getting back. He refused the treatment, and he's now getting the treatment to his head. And he tackled Cantillon. As Cantillon knew that Barrow were on the back foot there, took it up the blind side. And like good hooker, he caught Barrow offside, so chance here. And at the moment, really, Widnes should be well in the lead. They've missed a few kicks. So chance here for Birdseye to make up for that one that he did miss a minute ago. This one's slightly harder. And he's missed it again. Well, the crowd put a big cheer in, but They're still in the lead, 17-16. Steve G gives it to Lulai. He's well tackled by Rod Maybon. Here's Hanson. Just 10 metres inside the Barrow half. Cancel on again. He's started to run a lot more from the dummy half, this hooker. And it's a knock on. Thought it was a hand in there by a Barrow player. Manahara's having a little laugh, and I think he knows he's got away with it. And you got to blame the linesman for that. Mr. Shaw can't see everything, and it definitely looked like there was an hand in, and the linesman should have picked it up. So Barrow on the attack, just inside their own half. Here's Manahara, gives it out to Jamie Smith. Pulled down by Lee Hanson on the halfway line. Clark out to Luxon, cuts back inside. Drove back, good defence by Widnes, taking Jeff Luxon back to where the original thing was. Darren Holt, chased by Steve G. Barrow going back at the moment, very unorganised. Here's Darren Wilson. Well, they've had 3 tackles there, Barrow, and they've gained about 2 foot. It's gone back to Darren Holt. He puts boot to ball. He'll play down there, he says. It's fielded by Liam Jones. Good tackle from Dave Clark. Lulai. Widnes regrouping. It's picked up by Kilgannon. 3 tackles, bit better defence there by Barrow. Cancel on, out to Hanson. Poor play, the ball really set that up. Here's the sub, Fitzpatrick. Last tackle. Cancel on, back to Birdseye. Kicks up the field. Stopped by Glenn Hutton, it's all on now. Out to Smith. Good chase from Widnes though, 6 players up there, taking Jamie Smith just inside his own half. Manahara out to Maybon. Be looking for something from the Barrow captain now, he takes it just over the halfway line. Atkinson out to Jeff Luxon. Straightens up Jeff Luxon. Wrestle to the ground, 10 metres inside his own, inside the Widnes half. Here's Dave Clark out to King. Nice ball out to Stuart Rhodes. Good tackle, oh no, he's still going. Good cover back tackle from Mike Hill. It's the last tackle. It's out to McGorrigan, and he's in the corner. And McGorrigan sneaks in. Well, there's a nice break, nice ball from this big prop forward, Dave King. He slipped it out the side. Stuart Rhodes was tackled 20 metres short, but a quick play of the ball. And the Aussie man, Dave Clark, darted as he does from the acting arm back position. Threw a long ball out to Stuart McGorrigan, and he skidded in at the corner to put Barrow back in the lead, 2017. So we swear back to what the commentator said, the next team to score will win, and it's Barrow who scored first, and they're in the lead. And it's Darren Holt with the conversion attempt. It's well within his kicking abilities, and if this one goes over, it must be a sickener for Widnes after they've missed 3 relatively easy chances. Just takes his time. Crowd's quiet. Just dropped short. Crowd thought it was there. So 10 minutes remaining, 20 points to 17, still anybody's game. And Widnes bring back on Simon Knox, probably took him off to rest him, and now he's back on with a bit more firepower. Here's Dave King. Well tackled by Mike Hill. Dave Clark in acting arm back, gives it out to Holt, he gives it to Stevie Jackson. Good run from the young forward, Steve Jackson. Dave Clark coming down the blind side. Tackled by Cantillon, well he's laying on there, Cantillon. He's lucky to get away with that one. Holt, out to Manada. Oh, and it's an interception by Lulai. Manada covering it up. Oh, and he's given it as a knock forward. Well, can't believe that one. Well, I can't believe that. It's one of these rules that they've brought in, this one, Gary, where sometimes it's implemented and sometimes it didn't. He did knock the ball forward, but he regathered, it never touched the ground, and I would have said play on.
Yeah, I'm mystified, unless you're saying that it wasn't Affila Wheeler that knocked it forward and it went to him. Maybe Percival knocked it and it went to Affila Wheeler. I don't know, but I don't think anyone except Mr. Shaw exactly knows what that decision was for. Nevertheless, it's given Barrow 6 more tackles. Sometimes those attempted interceptions work against you, and Barrow coming in to the Widnes half now on the attack. There's the try scorer of the try which put Barrow ahead, Stuart McGoddian. Good strong winger. Dave Clark feeds Stuart Rhodes. Widnes have got some big defending to do now. Clark again at the hub of everything, as you would expect. There's Luxon, who's had such an important part to play in this game. 2 tries for Barrow. Final tackle. Are they going to run the ball? It's an awkward kick. Fullback gets there. Well picked up in the end by Munro. Goes down the outside and sensibly steps away from touch. It's a good kick though. It kicked into space. Percival keeps possession. Tanneman here tries to pinch the ball off him. Had a good game, the number 13 for Barrow. Didn't really make a big impact when he was at Widnes. Came back here. Cantillon. Well, Cantillon steps away. He's got the fullback to beat. Oh, the fullback just does enough. Well done by Jamie Smith. Didn't tackle Cantillon, but just did enough to slow him down. That's got to be a penalty. Quick tap, is it? No, it's not. Oh, he's going to say, I think that's a bit harsh, Keith. I don't think it was an intentional interference. He was coming back from an offside position. He was trying to get back. It was just unfortunate, I think, that the ball was passed to the player as he got there. But I'm sure Widnes will gratefully accept the 2 points and the 1-man advantage. But I do think the penalty was a fair decision because it interfered with the Widnes attack. But I don't think it was intentional. Well, Widnes are not going to take the 2 points. Well, I think Birdseye or Liam Jones could convert from here, but Widnes maybe realising there's not that much time left. They would still be 1 point behind if they'd taken that penalty. And they're going for glory with Tommy Hodgkinson on the attack. Cantillon gets the ball out. Birdseye does well to hold it. Percival, well, Widnes are playing a dangerous game. Affila Wheeler looks to make a name for himself. Fitzpatrick kicks through. Was it a knock-on? I think it was. And Widnes will get 6 more tackles off the scrum. Well, I think if Widnes score here, Keith, maybe they deserve it for being a bit adventurous, but I think if it was me, I'd have gone for the 2 points. I think there's enough time left to score again.
Yeah, I think I'd have gone for the 2 there. It'd have only been a point difference, and it'd have been ball back. But I don't... I agreed with the penalty. It should have been a penalty, but Dave Clark was running back. He had his hands in the air to say that he was trying to get onside, and the ball, quick play of the ball by Widnes, is as much as the man not looking to where he was passing maybe. I think the ball played Clark more than Clark played the ball. So I don't think he should have gone in the sin bin. I agree with the penalty, he did interfere, but I think it was accidental interference and not anything that he should have gone in the bin for. But Mr. Shaw's the man who counts, and it's another set of 6 here, and I think Barrow will do well to hold out from this one. Fitzpatrick tried to dart over, but he's pulled down by King. Hodgkinson, he's having a look, see where there's any gaps. He's going to have a go on his own, comes back inside. 2 gone. Cantillon, the man who set it up, gives it to Knox. He's well tackled by King. Nearly lost the ball. Cantillon goes out to Fitzpatrick. Birdseye looking for the gap. Oh, and it's put down. Oh, well, that was a knock on there. Definitely a knock on. But it's chance here now. It's G trying to get back inside. It's play on. It's Barrow's ball. 5 minutes remaining. And Barrow need to hold it for a set of 6 and put it down the field. We'll stop the clock. It was Steve G taking a knock. Barrow going to have to play out this last bit of the game without the hooker, because he's not going to return now unless we go into 2 or 3 minutes injury time. Well, Barrow won here against Lee a week Friday gone, with a try in the last few seconds. So it's still anybody's game here. It's a heart stopper and nobody's leaving this ground at the moment. So it'll be Atkinson to play the ball, and say Barrow have got to play into the wind, so the kick won't be too good, I don't think, if Widnes can hold them here. Manahara out to Maybon. Good tackle by Birdseye. Manahara trying to get away from the play of the ball, but he's well wrapped up by Kilgannon. Darren Holt out to Stuart Rhodes. Well, that was a bit high from Simon Knox, but he got away with it. Last tackle goes back to Darren Holt. Just needs a kick down the field. Oh, that's a bad one. Just needed to go down the field. Didn't need to find touch. So Barrow to defend again. Cantillon out to Argent. Cantillon again. Out to Knox. Gap opens up. Good tackle by Jeff Luxon. Must be Barrow's man of the match today, Jeff Luxon. Cantillon out to Hodgkinson. Try to find the gap, but he's wrapped up by Damien Witter. 3 tackles gone. Cantillon out to Fitzpatrick. Birdseye back to Argent, but he's well tackled by Manahara. Cantillon try to go on his own. Out to Birdseye. Oh, and a poor kick there. I think he dropped the ball before he kicked it. So set of 6 here for Barrow. And my heart's going here, Gary. I don't know about you. We're coming in the last few seconds now. Must admit, whoever wins it deserves it, I think, today. Both teams have tried hard for these 2 points. And whoever takes them, I don't think you can really argue with it. Here's Darren Wilson. Widnes coming up quickly. Maybe too quickly. Darren Wilson gaining good yards. Knocked out by Cantillon. Cantillon just over eager there. Damien Witter driving the ball down the blind side. Even the timekeeper won't tell me how long's left. It's Stuart Rhodes. Takes it over halfway. Widnes don't want to give away a penalty. Darren Holt out to Manahara. Maybon, half a gap, covered up by Fitzpatrick. Jeff Luxon leaves the ball behind. Barrow try to play a little bit fast at the moment. We're about on time. I don't know why they're trying to rush it. Just needed a steady play of the ball. As we go into injury time, there won't be a great lot. I think a set of 6 here, Widnes are going to have to score. They're about 55 metres away from doing that. And Mr. Shaw making Barrow pack down with a full pack. Munro taken down by Jamie Smith. Kilgannon takes it over halfway. Knox. Good drive by the prop forward. Cantillon out to Hodgkinson. Forgone. Cantillon out to Argent. Last tackle. What they're going to try, they've got men over on this side. Cantillon's seen it, but McGorrigan covers it up. Let's play on. Well, I thought maybe Rod Maybon got an hand to that and Darren Holt was in front of him. Darren Wilson. Well, the crowd shouting at Darren Wilson, but what do they want him to expect him to do? We're on injury time now. Jamie Smith. Here's Dave King. He'll just drive the ball up. A good prop forward. That's all he needs to do. McGorrigan, he's going to have a go from the marking position. Gains good yards. Last tackle, Stuart Rhodes. Well, he doesn't want to be there. Gets out to McGorrigan. That's a good kick from Stuart McGorrigan. It's going to put Widnes right back in their own danger zone. Chased by Manahara, brings him down. Barrow need a set of 6 now. Lulai try to come away. Good yards from the sub, Lulai. 2 gone. Kilgannon gives it out to Hodgkinson. Try to get up to play it quickly. Cantillon gets the ball out to Lulai. 4 gone. G. Fitzpatrick puts the ball up the field. Don't know why he did that. Fitzpatrick chases, hoping maybe for a mistake. And they've brought Paul Manson back on. Here's Maybon. Barrow just need to hold the ball. Atkinson. Cantillon going over the top. 3 minutes injury time gone. Dave Clark has returned, so Barrow back to a full 13. And Damien Witter goes down. Tense moments, Gary. Are you as tense as I am?
Well, I am. Widnes have had the chances this afternoon. Just thinking back to that penalty under the sticks when they could have gone for goal. I'm sure if they'd have got that one, they've had plenty of opportunity to put another 1-pointer over. And personally, coming all this way for Widnes to get here today, I would have settled from a point from this game. But as it is, I think Barrow will hang on and take the 2 points. A win here today would have closed the gap between Widnes and Featherstone, and the Vikings looking to get in the top 5. Obviously, if Barrow take the points, that'll claw them back and they'll still have a chance of making the top 8, especially if Hull KR continue their dramatic slide.
Yeah, Barrow needed these points, but say they've got some hard games coming. They've got Dewsbury next week, who I think were the best team, as I said, down here. And it's a good tackle by Dave Clark. Well, I don't know where they're finding all this injury time from. Oh, and that must be game, set and match. He's offside. It's actually a penalty to Widnes. Going round at the play of the ball, I think he's going round at the play of the ball. So Barrow now another set of 6 to hold out. And it's Knox running at the Barrow defence. And we've got Frank McKeever back on the time thing. He usually gives a bit of time, does Frank? Oh, and that's a bad tackle. Fitzpatrick goes down in agony. Needs somebody to him there quickly. Twisted in the tackle. Could it be a twisted knee there for the sub? Oh, it looks like maybe an ankle. He wants the ball handing over, does he? I don't know if they stopped the clock or not. So we're back. I did stop the clock. It's G. Runs into Manahara. Stuart Rhodes pulls him down. Cantillon. Out to Manson. Nice ball out to Knox. Oh, and it's come out to Barrett again. Must be game, set and match this time. It's Willie Burns who's on the field. I don't know who he's come on for. Well, I noticed the window's open, so I reckon it's only a matter of a couple of tackles now. Manahara just running. Oh, it's raked out. That's a bad penalty. So they're going to take the tap. It's Willie Burns. He just says, "I'll give me the ball and drive it up." Just short of the halfway line. Barrow on the attack, not rushing it. Here's Stuart Rhodes. Oh, knock on there. Stuart Rhodes trying to get the penalty. So it's another chance here for Widnes. Well, I don't know where they found this injury time. I make it something like 7 minutes now of injury time played. It's Birdseye to feed. Comes out to Manson. Running across the defence. Tries to find the dummy. And it finally goes, and the Barrow arms go up. And it's all over. We go through the second half scoring. It was a drop goal on 42 by Andy Cheetham. That took Widnes to 13-10. But we were talking at half time about the first one to score over the whitewash in the second half will win it. And it was Barrow who come up with it on 45 minutes when Jeff Luxon scored to make it 14-13. And Barrow were in the lead for the first time. That was converted by Darren Holt to make it 16-13. On 52 minutes, an excellent try by Steve G, the Widnes second row man. He went in to make it 17 points to 16 to Widnes. But Barrow come back on 65 minutes when McGonigan darted over in the corner to make it 20 points to 17. A turning point, we thought, with something like 10 minutes to go. When Widnes got a penalty, they elected to take the tap. We thought they would have gone for 2. Ball back, 10 minutes to go. But they elected to tap, and nothing come of that. And Barrow held out for the last 15 or 20 minutes to take 2 more points, 20 points to 17. I think that Jeff Luxon has taken the man of the match, fully deserved. I'd like to mention that Tommy Hodgkinson played his heart out for Widnes. Phil Cantillon, as normal, running from the acting half-back position. But Barrow, I think Gary taking the deserved 2 points in the end.
Yes, he wasn't the most fluent of games to watch. It was a bit scrappy at times, but you can't fault Barrow's effort. Widnes, well, he didn't take the chances, made too many mistakes, and at the end of the day, I suppose a fair result. The Vikings disappointed, but Barrow back to winning ways and are still in with a chance. Widnes, I guess, will still be in 7th position. We seem to have been there, win, lose or draw for the whole of the season, and well, we just have to start again next week.
Well, thanks for the help today, Gary. I say Widnes will be kicking themselves the mistakes, and especially the 3 kickable penalties they got. But Barrow taking the points, either team deserved to win this. Whoever won it, they deserved the points, but Barrow getting it at the end. And for once, the commentators were right, as we said. The first one to go over the whitewash in the second half will take the spoils, and Barrow did that, 20 points to 17.